Oh yes, the hair is getting long, but we're not here for that, are we? Today we are testing new makeup to find out what's new and what's good in makeup in January. I'm going to be slapping all of this onto my face to create this very humble little look, cute and girly, just in time for Valentine's Day. But this isn't necessarily Valentine's Day themed, although some of the products that I'm testing out today do have something to do with Valentine's Day. Anyway, we've got a lot going on. We've got a lot of brands. We've got NARS, we've got Huda Beauty, we've got SAIE, COLOURPOP, we've got Valentino Beauty, NATASHA, DENONA, you name it, we've got it. And we're also featuring a new brand that's never been featured before on this channel. So if you like this sort of video, if you're into it, then subscribe to this channel. What are you waiting for? And let's get started. Let's test new makeup to find out what's good and what's new, so that you can go to Sephora and actually be educated and not be running around not knowing what to grab. Yeah, this is why I do these videos. Let's go. Okay, it's January and I have two new primers to test out. One is a brand new launch from One Size. It is called Secure the Glow Tacky Hydrating Primer. So this is supposed to be a grippy type of primer. I'm assuming that it's supposed to be a competitor to the Milk Makeup Gripping Primer. This one has those little bubbles that pop upon contact. So this will be the primer that I'm gonna test out on one side of the face, because on the other side of the face I have another primer from a brand that is new to me. I've heard some people call it REFY, but to me that reads REFY. So I'm gonna say REFY, just because that feels a little bit more intuitive to me. If I'm wrong, I'll try to correct myself, but from REFY, we have a face primer and it's called Glow and Sculpt. This looks very interesting, like a rolling deodorant type of thingy. I'm not sure if you're supposed to squeeze it or what you're supposed to do here. There's also some squishy little buttons here on the side. This is different. Okay, I see the product. It is releasing. I'm gonna test this on my forehead at first. Okay, I've squeezed out way too much product. Glow and Sculpt, huh? So when I hear Sculpt, I'm thinking color. This is definitely colorless. So let's see, I'm gonna blend that out with a brush. Wow, very, very, very glassy. Very serum-like. Glowy is definitely the word, but I'm not sure if this type of formulation is for me, since I am oily and acne prone, but this definitely does feel nice on the skin. I'm gonna see what happens if I try to blend it with my fingers. I mean, definitely very glowy. You can clearly tell the difference between this side of the face and this side of the face. This is very, very glowing. And now for this side of the face, I'm gonna go in with the One Size Secure the Glow. And this, they're saying you should massage onto dry areas. Interesting. So I'm gonna squeeze a little dollop. I'm gonna apply this everywhere, avoiding the center of the face where I produce the most oils. I will say they feel kind of similar actually. Very, very similar consistency, very serum-like, very tacky, both sides. Not sure if this is for me, but hey, this is what testing new makeup is all about. We're here to test it. We're here to try it. And if you're here for that, then give this video a thumbs up, please and thank you. Next up, for my foundation, I have this new product that I've already tested out in a YouTube Shorts. I also posted it on TikTok. I'm talking about this new CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. It comes with 0.5% bakuchi oil. I don't think I'm saying it right, but I'm trying. So this ingredient is supposed to be the plant-derived alternative to retinol. It's supposed to plump the skin. It's supposed to hydrate it. It's supposed to basically iron out any wrinkles and just make your skin look fresher, more youthful, more plumped. All of those good things. Like I said, I've already tested it and I liked it. So I'm gonna test it again. I'm gonna clip up my bangs. One thing that I actually didn't do in my initial review was warm it up in between my fingers. This is what I was supposed to do initially, but I kind of just applied it all over the face. This is supposed to rival a $70 Chanel Fresh Wear foundation, if you're familiar with that one. A lot of people have been saying that this offers a lot more pigment. So the shade that I'm going for is medium, and it looks really crazy on my fingers right now, honestly. It looks like a foundation that's separating, but I promise you, this actually applies really, really nice. I'm not sure I like this whole method of applying it onto my fingers and warming it up, but because it's so serum-like, it does actually take a while to blend out with your brush. So I understand why they're saying that you have to kind of break up these little micro beads, you know? Another thing that they're claiming, and by they I mean CoverGirl, is that this product is an exclusive, meaning you will not find anything else like this for $21.50 at the drugstore. They literally said, feel free to compare to the $70 version, and we know what they're talking about, because literally they look identical. But I have been hearing from people that this just offers a lot more coverage. I will say, upon warming it in between my fingers, aside from my fingers getting very messy and dirty, which I don't prefer, this does apply a lot better the first time. And by first time, I mean the first initial layer. You could see that the coverage is pretty light, but it definitely covered up some of my imperfections and discoloration here. It added that nice luminous layer of color, of sheer color. And I do feel like my skin looks a little bit healthier, a little bit glowier. Warming up. One more dollop for this side of the face. I guess maybe some people will actually prefer to apply this with their fingers. I'm just not that person at all. I do not like applying makeup with my hands. My fingertips are very, very sensitive to a lot of random things, like the beauty blender, to clay, to like, I don't know, something happens with my fingertips. And so I try to be very careful. So bad that sometimes I actually have to wear gloves when applying my skincare. Yeah, this is not my favorite method of application. It gets all underneath my nails. Like, it's just not a vibe. And if you're in a hurry, you're just not gonna do that, you know? So I'm gonna go for one more layer. This first initial layer applied very, very smoothly. I really like it. I'm gonna apply one more layer just so I can show you how it layers. I will say, this actually looks really, really lovely, and especially up close. I feel like it's doing a really great job of minimizing the pores. It feels absolutely weightless on the skin. It doesn't look like makeup. Yet it does provide some coverage, which is kind of ideal if you have good to normal skin. Meaning if you have some imperfections, perhaps some discoloration, not too many breakouts, but you just want something easy for every day that won't break the bank. I feel like this is really nice. I'm actually going to a CoverGirl event for this product next week, I think. So I'm very excited to get to know it better. I'm gonna ask all the questions. Where did the inspo come from? Should I be that girl? No, but really, if you've been eyeing that Chanel water foundation, this is a dupe. Although I have not personally tried the water foundation, but from what I've seen, from the reviews that I've seen from my peers here online, they're saying that this is even better because it offers more coverage. And it looks like natural skin. So I gotta say, even though this is not my first time wearing it, I kind of wanted to give you a little bit more of an informed opinion on this one rather than a first impression. I wanted to just tell you all of my thoughts and opinions thus far. So I hope you appreciate it. Like I said, not the cheapest, especially for the drugstore at $21.50, but definitely nowhere near $70. Okay, next, another product that I've already tried and have formed an opinion on is the new Huda Beauty Faux Filter Corrector. We have Cherry Blossom and we also have Peach. I have a separate video on just those two, pairing them side by side and comparing them. After watching that video, I realized that I am definitely Team Peach, so I'm gonna go for the Peach Corrector. I feel like I could use it today, given the fact that I just had like a month-long cold. Maybe not a month long, but it felt like a year. And so I think my under eye is still looking just a little bit sickly. And I noticed that with the pink corrector, I would get more of a purple undertone under my eyes, which was not really color correcting. In fact, it was contributing to more discoloration or the illusion of that. Whereas the peach looks a lot more natural and a lot more purposeful. Like this is eliminating the darkness under my eyes. This is literally color correcting it. And that's what I want to do. I'm also going to color correct the lids because I do have some tiny purple little veins, which are less than ideal. But now with this peach corrector, they're gone. Of course, I'm gonna use concealer on top because this is just way too orange, especially if I turn to the side, you can really see how orange it is. And for my concealer today, I am gonna go for the Fenty We're Even Concealer, shade 240N is what I'm gonna use for the under eye to brighten. So this is my second time trying this concealer. It definitely reminds me a little bit of the Lancome Teint Idole All Over Concealer, but it is not more hydrating than that one. I think I still prefer the Lancome Teint Idole over this new Fenty, and neither one of them can actually compare to my Tarte Shape Tape. Tarte Shape Tape is the one concealer for me. It is super full coverage, yet it doesn't cake up. It looks natural at the end of the day. It doesn't crease whatsoever. Like, to me, Tarte Shape Tape is my #1 concealer, and then everything else, like NARS and Lancome, they all kind of fall in the second place. Kosas as well. This one, I will say, is probably like in the third place category, but I'm still gonna use it. I'm going to specifically use it in the under eye because I want to brighten up that peach. And now that I did that, it looks so pretty and so natural. But this is one of those concealers that looks really good at first. Unfortunately, it doesn't wear as great as one would hope. It wears okay, but it definitely creases and it definitely looks very makeup-y at the end of the day. Also, the pigment fades, so you could definitely see the discoloration peeking through. But I'm hoping that with the peach corrector, it'll work out for me this time. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm taking a little bit of a different approach with this testing new makeup, what's new in makeup video. I'm kind of doing a little bit of both. Some first impressions and some second time tries. I feel like first impressions are great if you want to see my honest initial reaction to a product, but a second try is also very important because it's actually giving me a chance to give you a little bit more information and a little bit more experience with the product, you know? So I think that's important too. Okay, for the under eye, I'm gonna go for the Huda Beauty Peach Pie Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. I really like peach pie, such a pretty color. Someone asked me if there's a scent with this powder. I didn't notice it at first, but now that I'm paying attention, there is definitely a scent. I like the scent though, so for me it's not a problem. I'm gonna use a brush, as I always do. For the under eye, I'm gonna set the entire under eye and eye socket area, just like that. It looks very, very natural to me. I'm definitely Team Peach. As much as I love the Cherry Blossom pink concealer trend, especially because it goes so well with pink blush that I've been loving lately, the peach is just a lot more color correcting and it makes the under eye look more natural. So I could get away with both, but the peach is what I would choose for an everyday type of makeup look. Not too glam. And today I don't want to go for glam. I'm wearing like this cardigan. My hair is very humble, you know? So I'm gonna go for a very natural, very humble makeup look. I've got a new brow gel to test out, also from the brand REFY. This one I did test out a couple times off camera. It's cool. It feels a little bit more waxy than gel-like, and it definitely does keep the brows in place. But for my coarser, thicker brows, I need something a little bit stronger, especially if I'm going for glam. But like I said, since today I'm going for, let's call it a humble makeup look, I think this will do. If you have fine brows, this will be perfect for you. I might actually give this one to my sister. I think she would love this brow product. She has really, really nice brows. I really love her brow shape, but the hairs themselves are a lot finer than mine. Okay, that'll do. Blush is next. I've got my basket of goodies over here. I have some new blushes from SAIE. You guys know SAIE. And there's a bunch of shades in here, but 3 of these shades are brand new. And those shades are Sweetie, Cutie. Of course, sticker came off, but I believe this is Cutie. Oh no, this is Cutie. Maybe this shade is called Baby. I don't know, but basically it's this pink one, but it is adorable, as is Sweetie. Ooh, ooh. I'm torn. Which one should I go for? Should I do like one on each side? Definitely. Let's just call this one Baby. I don't know what it actually is called. Sticker came off, like I said, so. Oh, it is adorable. Oh my goodness. So, so cute. I'm gonna use this Rare Beauty blush brush. Oh, wow. Okay, I admit I was a little bit scared at first. I thought this was breaking up my foundation underneath. I don't actually think it is. It's just that when I first applied this product on, it had a little bit of a lip gloss type of consistency. And so I thought surely this is gonna pick up my foundation, but it's not. It actually is a pretty unique formulation, I will say. The color is stunning. I really like this color. I truly don't know what the name is, but I'm assuming it's Baby. All right, so now let's go for Sweetie. Sweetie is a little bit more peach, but also has that rosy undertone. Sweetie is stunning as well. Okay, I think I might like this color even more. This is cute, but this just looks more natural with my skin tone, you know? Camera cut off. As I was saying, as much as I love the pink blush trend, let's face it, a rosy or a peachy tone just looks much better on my skin tone. It just looks a lot more natural. Okay, so now I'm noticing I need to cover up some of these breakouts, so I'm gonna grab another shade of the FENTY concealer. I'm gonna go for the 265W. This one's gonna be my skin matching shade. I'm gonna dab that some of these areas over here. And over here, so cute. And then I'm gonna blend it out with the Rare Beauty concealer brush. Oh, that was pretty good actually. Good job, Maryam. And now for the rest of my face, I'm gonna go for my one size, turn up the base, shade 4G, and just lightly dust that all over the face. Very, very lightly. And actually, I'm gonna just dust that over the center of the face, where my face is the oiliest. I'm gonna keep the perimeter somewhat wet because I kind of want that dew to peek through. Also, whenever I'm dusting my powder foundation or any powder, I kind of like to go in a downwards motion, almost like closing up the pores. You could do the wing gloss method, which is the circles, but I feel like that makes it look a little bit too makeup-y. And today I just want to go for a very light, very approachable, humble beat. I'm gonna coin that phrase, a humble beat. Fresh as a daisy. Okay, shall we move on? So for eyeshadow palettes, I have two that I am interested in trying out today, but there's definitely more than two that have just launched. Number one is the NARS Afterglow Irresistible Eyeshadow Palette. This is very pretty, very warm. This is very reminiscent of 2016 to 2018 makeup. It's got those rich, warm brown tones, those reddish tones, nice, shimmery, sparkling, golden, peachy nude tones. This is that palette, and I gotta admit, I like it. The other palette that I'm interested in is from ColourPop, and it is from the Twilight collection. And this one is literally the opposite of the NARS palette. This is very, very cool. It has some shifty shades like this one in the middle that shifts from purple to green. There's different finish metallics and sparkly shades and also mattes. So this one I think is interesting. Something about it I like. I also like the fact that the eyeshadow pans are a little bit larger than typically, so I appreciate that. There's also a ColourPop Valentine's Day palette, but that one is literally all pink and all red, so I'm gonna save that for someone who will appreciate that and keep it moving. So I guess out of those two, for the look that I'm going for today, since I'm trying to go for something cute and approachable, I think I should stick with the NARS. I kind of don't want to do anything too typical though, so I'm gonna dip into this satiny shade. It's like a coppery satin shade. And I'm gonna apply that to my eye socket. You don't always have to use a matte eyeshadow for your eye socket. You can absolutely use a satin or a shimmery shade. There's no rules. And especially satin shadows have a little bit more dimension. Well, I think it's kind of cool. I'm gonna grab a clean brush and just disperse that a little bit more evenly. Humble slay. This brush that I'm using is by Jane Iredale. Really nice brush. Jane Iredale is another brand whose name I was saying wrong for the longest. I always thought it was Iredale, but then when I went on their brand trip last year, I was quickly corrected to Iredale. Speaking of brand trips, I have a brand trip coming up in a couple of weeks that I'm so excited about. And it's a winter trip, meaning that I'm not going anywhere tropical. I'm actually embracing the winter, which is so not me, but I guess that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited about it. I'm going outside of my comfort zone. I'm gonna be doing something that I typically don't do. And I've been to brand trips to Park City and to Aspen and things like that. And it was also always in the middle of winter. But I couldn't really enjoy those trips because of the elevation. And I don't know why I'm like sharing all this information about myself, but I am someone who cannot handle elevation for longer than 2 nights. On the 3rd night is when I start throwing up. This happened to be both in Aspen and in Park City. Although I enjoyed myself the first couple of nights, the 3rd night was like a disaster for me. And so, I don't know, kind of ruined winter activities and skiing trips and all that stuff for me. But this trip that I'm going on is in a wintry setting. However, it is not at a high elevation. So I'm hoping I will finally get to enjoy all of those wintry things without actually feeling sick. For the lid, let's do something sparkly. These are definitely reminding me of the moon dust shadows, though I'm not sure that they are like moon dust shadows. No, they're not. They have some sparkles, but these sparkles are much more glittery than the moon dust sparkles. And these eyeshadows looks like they have a much more pigmented base, which I appreciate. Okay, this palette is actually pretty. Just these first colors are so beautiful and so stunning and so sparkly. Oh, I didn't even need this brush. I went from humble to a little bit sultry. A little bit sultry. I'm not mad at it. All right, I'm gonna do just a little bit of a highlight in the inner corner with this pale gold shimmery shadow. Also here. Maybe just a little bit on the nose, just to make the nose bridge look extra sharp. Okay, cute. I like this one. Afterglow Irresistible Eyeshadow Palette. Really, really nice. Back to my basket. It has some very cool looking highlighters from that same Twilight collection from ColourPop, but I'm gonna save that for another video. I actually have the new Valentine's Day collection from NATASHA DENONA, which includes this trio, 2 blushes and 1 highlighter. So I am gonna go for the highlighter. I did already test out the blush and I do like it. There's also a berry tone lipstick and lip liner in this collection that you can see in action in one of my OOTD videos, but today I definitely just want to go for the highlighter. I'm going to use this Laura Lee Los Angeles brush. It's called the Dream Glow. I'm going to pop that right here to the most protruding part of my cheekbone and then glide that back and kind of meet with the brow bone eyeshadow right here on the temple for that little bit of a glow. Cute, cute. Oh my god, I almost forgot to tell you guys about this dreamy eye to cheek powder. It could be used as a blush or as an eyeshadow. This is from Valentino Beauty in the shade 3. There's a brush in here that keeps falling out, but this is a stunning shade. I used it just once actually, but it was so stunning that I remember it, but I digress. From the ColourPop Valentine's collection, there was one gloss, the Ultra Glossy Lip, in the shade One Kiss. This is the one shade that I saved to test out because it is just the perfect shade of peach. And this also has a really nice, pleasant vanilla type of scent. I like this shade and I'm gonna keep this one specifically because it offers some color, but it feels a little bit more like a lip oil. Also, it has some sparkles, which you can't really tell, but it adds to the overall look of the lip. Yeah, that makes sense. It adds to the overall volume of the lip, I guess is what I was trying to say. I'm gonna use my Too Faced Lip Injection in Hot and Spicy just to fill out the corners. I did this a while ago, and so it looks like I ate the corners. Really pretty color. I never get rid of a good peach. And peach is the color of the year, so sticking to it. Okay, I have 3 liquid liners from the Twilight collection. There's a sparkly black, there's a very Christmassy looking green, and there's a burgundy. So the burgundy is the one that I want to use sparingly. And the reason why I like this one is because it's a dippy liner, and dippy liners are my favorite ones because they just last the longest. They seem to be offering the most control with application, and I don't know, they always are just more pigmented. And I knew I was gonna like this. This is so pretty. OMG. So this wine shade is actually just a little bit metallic, but not too metallic. The applicator is super, super precise, and it's giving me exactly what I wanted. Just that little bit of color at the corner. I've really been liking the half liner trend lately. So starting from the center of the lid and then just winging out from there, but keeping it very, very, very thin. And if you keep it very thin, it even works for hooded lids. And mine are just a little bit hooded in the outer corner. I kinda love it. I kinda am obsessed. This is cute. I'm not gonna touch it anymore. I really am itching to do the inner corner extension jammy, but I'm not gonna do that. This looks so fresh and just so cute and so girly, almost like Valentine's Day ready, you know, with my little clips, my little pink sweater. I like this. I'm gonna just chill. I've got a couple more things to test out, and it is in the mascara category. I've got the new Essence Lash Princess Curl and Volume Mascara, and I also have a black brown false lash effect. I like the black brown already, so I'm gonna try the Curl and Volume. I'm not gonna curl my lashes. They are so long now. I've been using that serum. It definitely works. It's made my lashes so much longer than they ever have been. And so now any mascara works for them. So I'm gonna go ahead and just add this generally. I will say that this formula is a lot thinner than all the other Lash Princess formulas that I'm used to. And Lash Princess by Essence is one of my favorite mascaras, even when my lashes were short. It was just always so trusty. This one is very light. It's very lightweight. It's doing a great job of separating the lashes. I'm not sure if I would call it volume and curl. I would say this is a very natural, defining type of formula. You know what? I guess it did curl them, because look at that. What the heck is that? Excuse me? I'm gonna have to show you close up, because my natural lashes definitely do not curve all the way up like that. What? I am liking that effect. Woo! All right, let's quickly finish the other eye. What do you think of my makeup?
It's pretty nice. Springy.
Springy.
Yeah, I know. Maybe people expect like a bright color, but I actually like it. It looks very natural.
Thank you. Humble slay?
Humble slay.
Humble slay. Thank you. I feel like this is a very male-friendly makeup look. This is what they like. Not too much, just enough. At least this is what Lee likes. My look is now complete. Let's release the bangs and let's judge the hell out of everything that I just tested and tried. I feel like this makeup makes me look like a good student. I don't know. I feel like I deserve a 4.0. Okay, I like this look. It is very pretty, it is very approachable, it is very girly, but not like too trendy to the point where it looks like I'm trying very hard. It's like part classic, part trendy with the wings, and I like it. Lee better take me out somewhere. Anyway, let's talk about all these products. Okay, so since it was my first time trying both of these primers, I can't really tell if I like them that much. Yes, they felt hydrating on the skin, and yes, my makeup is sitting well on my skin, but I'm not actually sure if this is gonna prolong the wear of my foundation or if it's gonna keep my face hydrated. I'm not really sure why the REFY product is called Sculpt and Glow. To me, this was just a nice hydrating type of serum primer. Similar with the one size, very serum-like, very hydrating. I'll definitely let you know my thoughts once I test it out more. One thing that I am really pleasantly surprised by is this CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. This is a skin tint that is supposed to rival Chanel's Fresh Water Foundation, which is a $70 foundation, and a lot of people have been saying that these are dupes. It does feature that micro droplet technology, so there's little tiny bubbles filled with pigment that burst upon application, which, by the way, isn't the most intuitive of applications. This is a skincare to makeup hybrid, and it feels that way, and it does actually offer some coverage. Once you get the hang of it, it works beautifully and it wears really well. And I say that because I've worn it before. This is my second time showing it on camera, and I really like it, so I'm gonna continue using it. Shade medium is what I'm going for. I believe there's 8 shades altogether, if not 10, but this is the one that I'm going for right now with my current skin tone. I really like it. I feel like it gives my face a dewy freshness that foundations typically don't give because they tend to look makeup-y. But this doesn't really look very makeup-y at all. In fact, it looks very, very natural. Okay, moving on. Definitely loving the Easy Bake in Peach Pie. Definitely loving the Peach Corrector, although I also like the Cherry Blossom Corrector as well. I have that video, you can check it out. These SAIE blushes really shocked me. They surprised me, actually. They felt a little bit different from what I was expecting. They look like glosses at first, and chances are you could probably wear these on your lips, but the way that they applied and blended out into the skin just looks really great. This is what you ask for from a blush. And I like both of these shades that you probably can't even tell are different shades. Who's to know? I really do like the Natasha Denona Berry Pop Cheek Trio with 2 blushes and a highlighter. Today I only used the highlighter, but I did use the cream blush before, and it is very, very pigmented but beautiful and blends out really well. This NARS palette has my heart. It is so reminiscent of the earlier makeup days, the good times of makeup, as they say. And I guess I miss those days, and whenever I see colors like that, it reminds me of all of those looks that I used to do back then and all those trips that we used to go on back then. I don't know, it's amazing the way that colors can bring up emotions, and that color story definitely does it for me. I really like this Essence Lash Princess Curl and Volume Mascara. I didn't at first. I thought it was a little too light, but then once I gave it a chance, it definitely worked. And I'm impressed, and I'm gonna continue using this. I just, in general, am a huge fan of Lash Princess mascaras from Essence. I'm a huge fan of Essence. I've been saying this for a while. I wanna work with them closer. Just saying. This ColourPop liner in this beautiful burgundy metallic shade is so, so pretty. I'm gonna continue using it, as well as the other shades. The burgundy one is called Vampire, how appropriate. It is a very vampirical sort of color. It's not giving Christmas, it's giving vampire. I like this ColourPop gloss that feels a little bit more like a lip oil. A little bit goopy, but it probably wears off really, really beautifully. So I will say, I guess this was a pleasant testing new makeup video because everything cooperated together and also with me, and I'm pleased. I'm very, very pleased. So with that, I'm gonna wrap up this very long video. I'm gonna wish you guys a farewell. I will see you in my next one. I will also see you on Shorts. I will see you on IG stories and on TikTok. All right, follow me there. Follow me everywhere. DM me. I love talking to you guys. It's one of my favorite things to do every day, is interacting with my subscribers, supporters, followers, whatever people want to call it these days. But I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys. And on that note, I'm gonna zoom on out, invite you to check out more of my videos, and say peace out, because I'm out. Love you guys.